As someone who talks to law enforcement regularly, there's no doubt about it, this tactic is used. And there's no doubt about it that individuals who commit horrible crimes lie to police. That's the truth. The fact is that we very rarely, if ever, hear of an individual getting convicted of a crime and going to prison because they were told that they did something, they were convicted of a crime, but because they were scared or, as this bill states, maybe not being able to use the restroom, they were then told that they were guilty. I think it sets a horrible precedent. I think it sends a message to law enforcement that we're not on their side. We're talking about a small minority of instances. So small that we can't even cite one example here in the state of Connecticut of when this actually happened. When we pass bills, we should be passing bills to affect change in a positive way because we see things happen regularly and we're trying to change them in a positive way. Here, we can't even cite an example. I can tell you what is a good example, though. When you pick up the Waterbury Republican, you can see that last year there were 20 homicides in the city of Waterbury. You can see that there was over 100 pedestrian hits in the city of Waterbury. You can see that violent crime, according to the police chief, was up exponentially in the city of Waterbury. But guess what? Those folks that committed those crimes, they weren't cornered in, put into a room, an interrogation room, and told, you committed the crime, and then they confessed to it, and then they were automatically acquitted, or they weren't the actual individuals that committed the crime. The crime was committed by the individual that was accused of it 99%, if not 100% of the time, and I can speak to my area on this particular case and example. So again, this sends the wrong message to law enforcement. In a time when people have to lock their cars in their own garages, not their driveway, their garage, because on my street, a car was stolen out of a garage. A time when people, who would have thought, we have to lock our cars in our own garage. We're putting forward a piece of legislation to punish law enforcement officers for perhaps making a statement to someone that they have reasonable doubt that committed a crime.